I've always been under the assumption that in order to be an artist that was interesting enough to stand on a stage, you have to be something different than what I am. And even though intellectually I understand that if, when I was a kid, I thought I was going to transform into another person, because I thought that there's no chance in hell that someone from my street with my background was going to become a rock star.
Right.
So in order to become a rock star, I need to transform into another person, which felt perfectly natural.
Right.
Now, years later, it's funny how little has actually changed from that. I mean, I haven't really strayed from that path. I transform into someone else in order to feel like I am part of that.
Would it be completely foreign for you as Tobias to stand on stage and sing these songs?
Yeah, I don't feel cool with that.
Yeah.
I don't see ghost when I see myself in the mirror. When I look myself in the mirror, but so for me, it's I find it more comfortable becoming a someone who looks like a rock star and acts like one in a way that I don't.
I think you look like a rock star. Like that, so.
Well, but it's like yeah. But you have to behave like one as well. I think you need to, I don't think that the way that I carry myself, the way that I am, does not match my. It doesn't correlate exactly how I want a superstar to be like. So it's easier to pretend to be one.
On one hand, I don't find myself interesting enough. I don't look and I don't sound, I don't act the way that I think that I want to. I want to look and sound like Leonard Cohen, and I want to be fit like Bruce Lee. I want to do kicks like Bruce Lee. And I want to sing like Freddie Mercury, and I want to be hung like John Holmes. And all those fucking things.
One is the physical aspect, the vanity aspect of it, which is on one hand an asset and a nice thing, because you don't have to worry too much about your looks, your personal looks, same way that most other artists has to deal with age and whatever problems you might have with your own visage. That was a good thing, but it's also a weird thing because you have to get accustomed to seeing a new face every now and then, which is also kind of weird. It's kind of it's kind of like if you got a completely different haircut. It also takes time to. Is this really me? Like,
sure.
If you get a crew cut and dye it blonde, you would feel strange, I guess.
Sure. You once said, coming out from the small Swedish city of Linköping, that you couldn't think of becoming a rock star or whatever coming out of this surrounding, and so you had to disguise yourself, put on a masquerade, whatever, to actually make it possible for yourself. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, well, the upside of my setup is that I don't have to make an effort more than physically, but to be able to take my mask off and no longer being the guy on stage. Yeah. Where many artists don't have that possibility, because their on-stage persona and their offstage persona closely resembles each other, especially the appearance is whomever they feel like when they've stepped off stage doesn't correlate with what people see.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
which is I don't have that problem, because as soon as I am not on stage and I'm not in that attire and wearing that guise, I don't. No one really expects me to be like that, which colors my way of being as well. Whereas if you are expected to be that person, a lot of people have problems, because then you step into a forum, because everybody expects you to be a certain way. You might actually trigger that, and you want to become that supernatural on-stage being, even in personal, in real life, and that can become a problem. The biggest problem I have with that, which I am very, very troubled by, is that with age I've developed a slight little claustrophobic thing, which is not cool. And honestly, I'm actually a better singer than the mask and the getup allows me to be. That is very irritating. I did notice it in the first couple of years, because I was not as I didn't have the amount of practice that I have now. But now, when I am a better singer, it's very annoying, being asked to, or I put myself in a position where I'm basically putting a pair of flip-flops on to play a soccer game. That's very irritating, because in every other department we're trying to sort of maximize and get into the arena band that we are now currently, and it feels very annoying to be limited that way. We'll see what that entails in the future, but yeah. So if there ever are any changes, that is why. I don't like watching film. Like, I don't like watching anything where I am in the picture, and so I felt very uncomfortable being an artist, like with my own guise, or in my own guise. So I just felt like Ghost felt like a perfect way to transform into another person who might not have the Bruce Lee body and agility, but at least gives the impression of being hung like Holmes. Let's pretend, okay? God damn it.